Over 6,000 motorcyclists die every year, and most of them kill themselves through decisions that seem perfectly normal at the time. You passed your written test, maybe took a weekend course, got your license and hit the road. You think you know how to ride because you can start the bike, shift gears, and make it around the block. But here's the problem. Most riders think basic operation means they can actually ride. About 25% of dead motorcyclists were riding without proper licenses. They skip the training that teaches you how to emergency brake, how to swerve without crashing, and how to spot the traffic patterns that kill people. When that moment comes, and it will, muscle memory from real training saves your life, not your ability to look cool leaving a parking lot. But here's what really kills riders. Thinking experience means expertise. You might have 10,000 miles on your bike, but if you learn by just figuring it out as you went, you're riding with huge gaps in your skills. The road finds those gaps every single time. The fix? Take real rider training every couple years, not just once. Practice emergency stops in empty parking lots, because when that car pulls out, your brain won't have time to think. Your hands and feet need to already know what to do. You're on a perfect road. Clear view, smooth pavement, no traffic. The bike feels solid. The engine sounds great. And suddenly, you're doing 20 over the speed limit. Doesn't feel dangerous because everything seems fine. But you just made dying way more likely. Here's the deal. Speed is involved in 34% of fatal bike crashes. Not just crazy racing speeds, but going too fast for the situation, too fast into corners, or just going faster than you can actually handle. Every 10 miles per hour faster doesn't just increase your stopping distance, it multiplies it. The energy you've got to deal with at a crash goes up like crazy. Speed doesn't just make crashes happen more, it turns crashes you'd walk away from into ones that kill you. A 35-mile-per-hour slide might give you road rash and hurt your pride. That same mistake at 65 miles per hour can kill you, even with all your gear on. Here's the trap that gets even careful riders: speed creep. You don't wake up and decide to go 30 miles per hour over the speed limit. It happens slowly, mile after mile, until dangerous speeds feel normal. Your brain adjusts to it, but physics doesn't care. The fix? Actually look at your speedometer, not just when you see cops. Pick a top speed and stick to it, even when the road makes you want to go faster. Those perfect conditions that make you want to speed up can hide the gravel, the deer, or the oil that'll show you why speed kills. You're at bike night, a rally, or just grabbing lunch on a ride. Want beer with food, maybe 2 over a few hours. You totally feel fine. The bike starts normal, and you can walk straight. You've done this before. But you just became an accident waiting to happen. Here's the scary truth. Almost half of all single bike fatal crashes involve alcohol. Not drunk riders, not falling down riders, but riders who felt fine. What feels okay in a car, one drink, feeling a little buzzed, can kill you on a bike. Motorcycles need perfect reactions, split-second timing, and perfect balance. Alcohol messes with all of that, even amounts that barely show up on a breathalyzer. The problem is you don't feel messed up until you need those extra split seconds to react. That perfect balance to stay upright, that exact throttle control on slippery pavement. By then, you're already crashing. Motorcycles don't give you room for error. Even being slightly off can turn a close call into a funeral. It's not just booze either. Pain pills, allergy medicine, even being really tired does the same thing. Riders take ibuprofen for back pain, allergy pills for pollen, or ride home dead tired from work, never thinking they just made surviving way harder. The fix? If you drank anything, took any medicine with warnings, or you're exhausted, leave the bike parked. No exceptions. Not just this once. No, I feel fine. Fine isn't good enough when you need to be perfect to live. You're on the highway. Everything's smooth. And you look at your phone. Maybe checking directions, maybe a text, maybe you're just bored. Only for a second, road looks clear, but in that 1 second, you put yourself in serious danger. Here's what riders don't get. Distraction goes both ways. While you're looking at your phone, messing with music, or spacing out, car drivers are doing the same thing. When two people not paying attention meet at 60 miles per hour, physics always wins. The car driver might survive their mistake. You won't. But the worst distraction isn't your phone. It's getting too comfortable. You start thinking about other stuff on roads you know, work problems, or what you're doing later. Your eyes are on the road, but your brain isn't seeing what's there. You miss the car drifting into your lane, the stuff in the road, the oil around the corner. Riders also get distracted by cool stuff. Nice views, interesting buildings, good-looking people walking by. Your eyes follow. Your attention goes with them, and suddenly, you're in the wrong lane or missing the turn ahead. It happens so fast, you don't realize you weren't paying attention until you're sliding on asphalt. The fix? Ride like nobody can see you, because they usually can't. Keep your phone put away, music quiet, and your brain on the road. If you need to look at something or think about something complicated, pull over. The second you stop paying attention is when the road stops letting you get away with mistakes. All right, you got all your gear this morning. Helmet, jacket, gloves, boots. Look ready for anything and feel bulletproof. But here's what gear companies don't tell you. Half the motorcycle gear out there won't actually protect you when you need it. The problem is thinking any gear equals real protection. That jacket you got online cheap, well, it might look tough, but it'll fall apart when you slide. Those gloves without good palm protection, your hands are going to get shredded. That basic helmet that just barely passed safety tests might keep your skull together, but won't stop the brain damage it ruined your life. Even worse are riders who only wear some gear. Helmet and jacket, but shorts and tennis shoes. Good jacket, but cheap gloves and regular jeans. They protect some parts, but leave others to get destroyed. Then they crash and they can't use their hands anymore, or spend months getting skin grafts because they thought their legs wouldn't hit pavement. What really gets riders killed is gear that doesn't fit right. That black protector that moves around when you lean forward, it's not protecting your spine anymore. Gloves too big? They'll come right off in a crash. Helmet that wiggles when you move your head. It's not going to stay put when you actually need it. The fix? Buy real protection from companies that make motorcycle safety gear, not fashion. Get it fitted right, not just the right size. And replace it when it's beat up, damaged, or old. The road doesn't care how much you paid for gear that doesn't work, and your body can't tell fake protection from no protection until it's way too late. Traffic's jammed, cars are barely moving, and you see that gap between lanes. Drop a gear and squeeze through, passing dozens of stopped cars. Feels smart, almost fun, until it gets you killed. Here's the problem. Lane splitting looks safe because you're going slow compared to what your bike can do. But research shows riders who split lanes crash almost 4 times more than riders who stay put. When lane splitting goes bad, you're not just hitting one car, you're trapped between two. It gets worse in stopped traffic because drivers aren't expecting anything to move. They open doors without looking, change lanes without warning, or move over to block bikes they think are cutting. That door opening at 15 miles per hour can kill you, just like a head-on crash at highway speed. What really gets riders is thinking that drivers see them coming. They don't. You're in blind spots, moving faster than expected, coming from directions they don't check. When they move, it's sudden, and you've got nowhere to go but into their car, their door, or the ground. Lane splitting fast makes it worse. Riders going 20-plus miles per hour faster than traffic are just gambling with their lives. That safe gap closes instantly. That steady car suddenly moves, and you become the meat in a metal sandwich. The fix? If you're going to split lanes, do it slow and careful and only where it's legal. Always have an escape route. Expect every car to move into your path and never go more than 10 miles per hour faster than traffic. Or here's a better idea. Just wait like everyone else. Being a few minutes late beats being dead. Your bike starts fine, runs good, and stops when you hit the brakes. Everything feels normal, so it must be fine, right? But mechanical failures at highway speed usually kill you. That tire that looks okay but is 6 years old can blow out at 70 miles per hour with no warning. Brake pads that look fine can quit when you need them the most. And that chain you keep meaning to check can snap and lock your rear wheel in a turn. Crash investigations show over 60% of bikes had mechanical problems before the crash. Worn tires, leaking brakes, loose steering, stretched chains. Problems the rider couldn't see but made surviving impossible. Even worse is ignoring warning signs. That wobble, grinding noise, vibration that started last week. Riders ignore these because the bike still runs until it doesn't. The fix? Check your bike before rides. Look at tires, brakes, chain, and controls before every real ride. Fix problems right away, not when it's convenient. Mechanical failures don't pick good times, and mid-turn at 50 miles per hour isn't when you want to discover your bike was trying to warn you. The weather said clear skies, but clouds were building. The road looks damp, but you're halfway there. You've ridden in worse, so you keep going into serious danger. Weather isn't directly involved in 98% of crashes, but what it creates can kill you. First rain after dry weather lifts oil and rubber off the road, making it slicker than ice. Wet paint and manholes become skating rinks. And riders make it worse by not changing how they ride. Same speeds, same lean angles, same following distance as perfect weather. When tires let go or you can barely see, they're riding beyond what's safe. Light fog cuts visibility just enough to miss a deer. Wet leaves are slicker than soap, and wind feels manageable until it pushes you into traffic mid-turn. The fix? When weather gets bad, your riding needs to get way better. Slow way down, leave huge following distances, and stay off paint and metal completely. If you can't see, get traction, or stay stable, find cover, and wait. You're coming up on a turn you've taken at least 100 times. Looks familiar, feels fine, and usual speed. But this time something's different. Maybe gravel you didn't see. Maybe you're going faster than you thought, or maybe your line's just off. Suddenly you're going down. Cornering mistakes cause 2/3 of single bike crashes. Not mechanical problems, not other drivers. Just riders who messed up a turn, went too fast, or screwed up technique. The worst mistake is hitting brakes mid-turn, which makes the rear slide and dumps you. Most riders learn just enough to handle most turns, but not enough for the turn that's different. Target fixation is worse, staring at what you're trying to avoid instead of where you want to go. Where you look is where the bike goes. The fix? Slow down before the turn, not during it. Look through the turn to where you want to come out. If you're going too fast mid-turn, don't grab brakes. Lean more and trust your tires. If you start sliding, stay smooth, stay committed, and let physics help instead of fighting it. You're stuck behind a slow car on a 2-lane road. Clear road ahead, plenty of power, and you signal to pass. But in those few seconds, you just put yourself in serious danger. The most common fatal crash is a car turning left in front of an oncoming motorcycle. The driver looked but didn't see you, or saw you but guessed wrong about your speed. What looks safe became deadly because bikes are smaller, harder to see, and faster than drivers think. And riders make it worse by passing aggressively, passing without clear sight, assuming oncoming traffic will see them, passing multiple cars, and spending too long in the wrong lane. Even worse is assuming other drivers will act normal. That car might speed up to block you. The fix? Only pass when you can see everything clearly and have tons of room. Pass one car at a time. Quick, but not crazy. Assume every car will do the worst thing. If you're not sure the pass is safe, don't do it. You're riding during the day with your headlight on, wearing bright gear, staying visible, doing everything right to be seen. But as the sun goes down and you keep riding, you slowly become invisible to other drivers, and most don't even know it's happening. Here's what gets riders killed. Thinking being visible during the day means you're visible at night. But bikes at night become tiny dots of light that drivers either don't see or think are way further away. Without daylight to judge size and distance, that single headlight looks much further than it really is. The problem is you can see fine, so you think others can see you too. But drivers look for car signs, two headlights, bigger shapes, predictable spots in traffic. Your single headlight doesn't register as a vehicle in their side vision, and by the time they see you straight on, it's usually too late. Even worse is riding without reflective stuff or extra lights. That black leather jacket that looks cool is basically camouflage at night. Dark pants and boots make your legs invisible. You might as well be a ghost on a bike, and ghosts don't survive hitting cars. The fix? Treat night riding like you're completely invisible, because you basically are. Put reflective tape on your gear, use extra lights to make yourself bigger, and position yourself where drivers are most likely to see you. Assume every driver will pull out in front of you, change lanes into you, or turn across your path. Being right about right-of-way doesn't help if you're dead right. Traffic slow. That car just cut you off, and you've got the power to show them who runs the road. Drop two gears, hit the gas, rocket past them with a nice loud exhaust note. Feels great to be faster, more nimble, more in control than all those car drivers. But you just made dying way more likely. Here's the problem. Riding aggressively doesn't just put you at risk, it makes other drivers want to hurt you. Road rage with motorcycles usually ends with a rider dead because they don't have 3,000 pounds of steel protecting them. That driver you cut off might decide to teach you a lesson by swerving at you, brake checking you, or trying to squeeze you out. Even without road rage, aggressive riding kills your safety margins. Fast lane changes give you no time to see hazards. Tailgating means you can't stop if the car ahead hits their brakes. And weaving through traffic fast puts you in everyone's blind spot at once. You're riding faster than your skills, your gear, or even your luck can handle. COVID made this worse. Places that got lots of new riders saw way more reckless riding. New riders on powerful bikes, empty roads during lockdowns, and build-up energy created perfect conditions for bad choices and dead riders. The fix? Ride like you're invisible and everyone's trying to kill you. But don't give them extra reasons. Keep your temper under control, speeds reasonable, and safety margins big. Let aggressive drivers go past. Their emergency isn't worth your life. Remember, every car has someone inside who might be crazy enough to think your bike needs to be taught a lesson. You're coming up to an intersection where a car's waiting to turn left. The driver looks right at you, clearly sees you coming, and shows no signs of moving. You keep your speed up, sure they'll wait for you to pass. Then at the last second, they turn right into your path. Here's the final thing that kills riders. Assuming other drivers see you, understand how fast and close you are, and will do the smart thing. Truth is, drivers look right through motorcycles, guess wrong about approach speed, and make left turns based on gaps they see for cars, not bikes. That driver wasn't ignoring you, they literally didn't see you, or saw you but thought you were much further away than you really were. Riders make this worse by riding predictably in unpredictable situations. Steady speeds and straight approaches, making themselves easy targets for drivers who see them but guess wrong about timing. They ride in obvious spots instead of safe ones. They signal clearly, but think others will respect those signals. The worst version is the rider who has trained drivers on their regular commute. Same route, same time, same moves every day. Local drivers get used to them and start making assumptions until a new driver, distracted driver, or different timing creates a deadly mismatch. The fix: never assume any driver sees you. Get your speed or distance, or we'll do the smart thing. Approach every intersection like someone will turn in front of you. Keep changing your lane position to stay out of blind spots, and change your routes and timing when you can. Always have an escape plan, because trusting other drivers with your life is a bet you can only lose once. So, share this with riders you care about, and hit subscribe if it makes you think. And remember, making it home isn't about being the fastest. It's about being smart enough to live to ride another day.